Hi and welcome to the third and final video on the guards of military sabre from the Rowarth manual. In this last video we're going to be looking at two guards which aren't the sort of guards that you stand in as a posture, they're more used as parries, which is why we left them until last. So the first one we're going to look at is the half circle guard, which is described often as a spadroon guard, although it does say in the manual that it doesn't particularly like it for the spadroon anyway, but it's often called that. So half circle guard. This is the one we haven't covered yet so far. It's described as being a bit like cut 3, which cut 3 is this one, but we're actually aiming to use it as a parry rather than to strike our opponent. And it's used when somebody's going to attack you with cut 3 or 5 low. It's described as attacking below the wrist. So when they're attacking your inside line with a low cut. So for example, if Mike does it nice and slowly, this is the motion. So he's cut low to come in against my forearm or possibly to my stomach or something like that. And we cut around as if going into cut 3 with the pommel roughly the height of your face and keep the tip low. He cuts again and we cut into his blade. Half circle guard. It's quite good when somebody's doing a very quick cut against your inside forearm, sometimes to the leg as well. It does have some vulnerabilities, and some things when they do cut on this side are better covered with the inside half hanger. So if the cut was going to be coming a little bit higher, we could very easily cover with inside half hanger a little bit better than the half parade guard. So there's your half parade. Remember, use it as a parry and not so much as a guard to stand in. It's described as you only stand in it if you are quite good at using certain techniques to bait your opponent into things. So the last thing then is the guard of St. George, which yet again is a parry position and not really a guard, but it is covered under the guard system. And the guard of St. George is for when you need to protect against a very heavy cut coming against the head. Normally we would use outside hanging guard or even inside hanging guard. But this is when you really want a lot of protection against a heavy cut. So Mike does a very strong cut towards my head and we parry it like this. About 3 inches away from the cross guard. Important that you don't parry with the actual guard of the sword, but you do turn it just in case. So it is there to protect you if necessary, but you want to be parrying about 3 inches from the cross guard, from the quillen. And notice the foot comes back. Why does the foot come back? Well, because if we'd parried an outside guard, and for example, if we needed to protect the leg for any reason, we can easily drop into any kind of other half-hanging position. Whereas when we go into guard of St. George, the tip is a long way from our opponent, and the leg is therefore at risk if he redirects, or even if he did a feint to begin with and tries to then come for the leg. And you'll see this a lot in Rowarth, bringing this back leg back in line with the back foot. So again, he delivers a heavy cut to the head. We parry about 3 inches from the quillen. The blade is above your head, the foot is brought back, and notice from here we can very easily transition into a very strong cut one to his head, or if you want to recover then from this position, step back into outside hanging guard. Okay, so that's the last video on Rowarth Sabre Guards. Thanks for watching.